My first price target for Filecoin's utility token called FIL in 2025 is FIL at the price of $40. And of course, this isn't financial advice nor a guarantee, but why do I think so? I think it's because Filecoin is that amazing. After all, it's a peer-to-peer network that stores files. And it was built on top of the same software that is powering the IPFS protocol. However, I think that it should be noted how Filecoin is actually different from IPFS because it actually has an incentive layer on top. And you may be wondering, okay, why would they do this, right? The reason for that is to incentivize content to be reliably stored and accessed. So yeah, that's amazing. But with all that being said, right, this is basically just a very fancy way of saying how Filecoin is focused on decentralizing data storage. And keep in mind, the data storage market does need decentralization because you think about how a lot of data storage solutions nowadays, they're highly centralized, typically controlled by big tech giants. They have these multiple single points of failures in some cases, right? Which I don't think is a good thing, of course, right? I don't think anyone likes that. But decentralization, it steps in and it kicks all of these things, out of the water, so to speak. It's like, we don't need that type of nonsense. Decentralization removes all of that type of drawbacks. And I think that right there is fantastic because I think decentralization, it's clearly the way to go moving forward. However, with that being said, I think it should be noted how the data storage market, it's no joke. According to Fortune Business Insights, the data storage market by 2030 is predicted to be worth nearly $800 billion. I mean, just let that sink in, right? Nearly $800 billion. That's bigger than some countries' GDP. So this is insane in my opinion. The data storage market, it's no joke. Filecoin, it's trying to look to decentralize a market that's predicted to be worth nearly $800 billion in the very near future. I mean, carajo, porra. That's how amazing Filecoin is. So when I consider just how fantastic it is, right, I don't see why its utility token called FIL won't hypothetically go to the price of $40 during the peak of this bull run. Now, my second price target for FIL is FIL at the price of $50, which some people may think is insane, but I don't, because if FIL were to go to the price of $50, considering its current circulating supply, at that point, market cap would be around $28 billion. I mean, come on, man. $28 billion, even though it may sound crazy to some people, a $28 billion market cap isn't too much to ask for. We've seen some caca nonsense like SHIB go to around $40 billion. We've seen some caca nonsense like Doge, also back in 2021, go to around $88 billion. And those are some very caca projects. I mean, come on, again, right? Filecoin is just a lot better. Focus on the right market, fundamentally fantastic. FIL at the price of $50, I don't see why not. The market cap wouldn't be too outlandish in my opinion. And now my final price target is FIL at the price of $75, which, again, people may think is crazy, but I don't, because I think that this bull run could be very special. According to Crypto.com research, there's nearly 600 million crypto owners as we speak. And yeah, you heard that right. That's over 500 million crypto owners. I mean, when there's nearly 600 million crypto owners, the altcoin season is going to look legendary. Also, on top of that, Bitcoin isn't even at the price of $100,000 yet. Let's say it goes beyond that to 150,000, the altcoin season is going to look ham. I think the race is far from over. And when I take those factors into consideration, during the peak of this bull run, I don't see why FIL won't go to the price of $75. Hypothetically speaking, of course. And now with that being said, some people, they may be wondering, how soon will this all happen? Now, typically, altcoins, they peak anywhere between 6 to 18 months after a Bitcoin halving event. The Bitcoin halving event happened back in April. So if you think about it, 18 months is October next year, 6 months is October this year. But these are very extreme examples, historically speaking. I'm going to take a middle ground approach, which is 12 months. Now, 12 months is April of 2025, which is why I titled this video, 2025 price targets, because I'm taking a middle ground approach. But even if, let's say, it's April of 2025, I don't think it's such a bad thing, because if anything, that's actually more time for me to accumulate something that I like. My strategy is very simple. Anytime I acquire income, I acquire my favorite cryptocurrencies, I'm holding, and I'm just waiting for the peak of the bull run. That's it. I'm not day trading. I'm not using leverage. I'm not swing trading. Doing none of that type of nonsense whatsoever. Acquire, hold, and I'm just waiting. That's it. And FIL at the price of $75 wouldn't surprise me whatsoever. I think it's that amazing, and I think that this bull run could be that legendary. Carajo, porra. And make sure to subscribe if you gained value from this video. I'd greatly appreciate it. And also on top of that, make sure to check out this very interesting video. I think you all would really love it. It's been Lee the Kaplan. I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm out. Peace. Bye.